But they were always this esoteric kind of topic, right? And people were talking about, oh, my chakras were popping open, and I was getting a little like, envious of people's chakras because I was like, I don't feel mine. I know about them, but then when I did my first breathwork session over 3 years ago, I got it. I was like, I got goosebumps, but like I literally felt my chakras throbbing, pulsating, opening, and I was like, hallelujah, I've arrived. I get it.
So let's backtrack a little bit. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you that are watching have heard the term chakra before and know what it is, but like, let's play it like dumbed down a little bit, like for somebody that might not know or might have heard the word but not really have a full understanding. How would you describe it?
Yes. Well, the word chakra is Hindu, and it means discs.
Yeah.
Discs. So if you imagine an invisible energetic disc, and we'll talk about the 7 main chakras, and these discs, when open, when aligned, when balanced, they begin to kind of spin in like a clockwise direction. Sometimes they get muffled and stuck, and the spin does, they don't spin. Sometimes they even go backwards. They're a little underactive. So they're energy points in our body, and they represent aspects of not only our physical body, but also aspects of our life. For example, money, or self-love, or connecting to spirit. So they all represent something really important in our life. Yeah.
And so, I mean, for those that are tuning in, if you've ever heard of or went to an acupuncture appointment, it matters which way they turn the needle, because those are all minor chakras too. These little energy centers that, control how our energetic currents go through our body, which are those discs that are spinning, and if they're clogged or they're not operating right or they're spinning backwards, there could be some problems that start to unfold in your life.
Yes, and that's really what I wanted to talk about today, was like just tuning into our body more, because our body doesn't lie. I have a health and wellness background, and I always taught people to kind of pay attention to the body. You've heard this before, like the universe, or your body in this case, will throw a little stone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's an ache and a pain. And then if you don't listen to that, you get a larger stone, and then eventually the boulder comes. So if we can learn to tune in a little bit more to what's going on, aches, pains, little symbols, little signs, stresses, right? Emotions. Then we can tune into where we need to balance and align and open up. What I like to say with chakras is we're either releasing out of fear or stress, or we're releasing out of love, right? And so that's an easy way to look at it. If we're releasing out of fear, they can get muffled, clogged, imbalanced. If we're releasing out of love, generally they can be more aligned, more balanced.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. And the fact of you saying too, like to tune into your body to become aware, because I think a lot of people, myself included at times, it's not until the body or the life, whether it's emotional, financial, physical, whatever else is going on, hits kind of a crisis point. You enjoying this so far? Did you forget to subscribe? Make sure to do so. It takes 2 seconds. Just press that little button, the red one. You know the one. Just press it, little like. All right, enjoy the rest of this content. Then people say, "Oh my God, I gotta do something about this," or I'm literally knocked over in pain, or like my relationships just all fell apart, or my finances are crap, and but it's like, but can they tune into that? Earlier, I think, would have this ability to not have that such an extreme suffering, right?
That's exactly it. I mean, look, I talk openly about this gallbladder pain that I had for 20 years. I mean, it showed up when I was 28, so I was pretty young. But, and it came on pretty strong. So I'm sure there were signs years before that. This went on for 20 years, and as I've done breath work, it's released and relaxed. Knock on wood, pretty much healed itself. But I totally see the correlation now too, and we'll talk about, the solar plexus and self-worth, self-love, self-acceptance, and this whole, nervousness and angst that I stored right here in the solar plexus. So again, I'm sure the signs were there years before. I just wasn't listening. But sure enough, when I got the gallbladder pain, because it's so intense, I was forced, to just look at it and try to figure out why. Because there's nothing wrong with my gallbladder, for example. So a lot of us, we might think we have physical ailments, but there's always an emotional component
And
like,
even if you do have a physical ailment, it's like, where is that emotional ailment? And that brings me, like, a couple months ago, I threw out my back really bad. I mean, like, I couldn't even walk, people. Like, I was in the shower, sitting, crying to get the dogs out to go potty. It was like a nightmare. I had to have a friend come by a couple times because I couldn't even do it. So this is how bad it was. And, you know, I could say this is just a physical thing, and maybe I threw it out doing something, but I tuned in meditation and stuff, and I got that I needed to just let go and release and take a higher path. And there was some conflict and some things with the big Hollywood space and the lawsuit I had with the landlord on that. And I literally just retreated and you know, I gave away the lawsuit, like surrendered it, even though it had a huge financial reward on the end, and got out of that and took the higher route. And within a week after that, I was better, and I was walking around. Now I'm hiking all the time, and it's like, okay, so what was that emotional aspect and that anger that I was holding on to that I needed to let go of that anger and that resentment? And the moment that I did, and I just gave myself back power and not held on to, like, needing something, like, it disappeared. And the pain was really real, everybody.
Oh, it's real.
And so it's not to discredit that you might have pain, or that you might even have, you know, masses that grow, and sometimes tumors and other things, or you might have high blood pressure, you might have all these other components that can happen to us. But if you really, really start to tap in, you'll find that there's some form of imbalance that once you pull the root of that imbalance, your body can start to heal itself. And you're gonna be doing better. If you like this content, make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment below. And we also have amazing link right there for some cool product. I know you wanna check it out. I know you wanna click it. Go ahead, come on. You can do it. All right, until next time, have a beautiful, blessed day.